since I got home from Tampa, Florida, and attending a hockey game down there, and an experience I had with RideShare after a hockey game, it has been on my mind. I don't know if this was coincidence, but it was just a good reminder to me or anyone who solo travels, or even if you travel in a group, is related to RideShare, is to, number one, always have situational awareness, and number two, always check the license plate of your RideShare before you get into it. To be clear, I did order a different Uber, got into the correct Uber, and got home safely. I'm going to share a little map because it may be easier to have a visual of what I experienced. Now, one thing for me when I'm going to a hockey game alone, something that I always have a little bit anxiety about, because not all NHL arenas do a really good job with RideShare logistics and making it clear where the pickup is, or even the drop off, but especially the pickup after the game, is I always have a little bit anxiety leaving hockey games. Now, there are some NHL arenas that I feel do a really good job with the RideShare logistics. If y'all want me to share those arenas where I've had very positive experiences with RideShare after the games, just let me know. This is a general map of the area. You have Amalie Arena right here. There's a parking lot across the street. This is where the Yard House is, and there's another parking lot right here. After you leave the hockey game, right in front of Thunder Alley, you come out the main entrance. Right here is where they're doing the luxury pickup, like for Sprinter vans and extended SUVs. When you have a regular RideShare, you walk down the sidewalk to the blinking light, cross the street to the Yard House, cross this street, and then everyone with RideShare waits right here. Also waiting right here was a lot of other cars that had Uber and Lyft signs in their car, but it was where no one had set up rides in the apps for these cars, but these drivers were going around to everybody waiting for the Uber and Lyft to say, hey, are you waiting for a ride? I know it might be a long wait. I can take you where you need to go right now. So I'm standing right here, and my Uber driver, the original Uber I ordered, when he pulled up, I knew it was a white Toyota Camry. He pulls up, turns on his blinking lights, rolls his window down, waves his arm out the window, and calls me and say, hey, I'm your Uber driver. I'm here. Do you see me? I see him, but because traffic is coming in both directions, it took me a while to cross the street. So I'm paying attention to the traffic going in both directions, also watching my original Uber to make sure, number one, he didn't leave because it was so cold outside. As I'm waiting to cross the street, I noticed a second car pulled up that looks just like the original Uber, white Toyota Camry, but he pulls up in front of this Uber and turns his blinking lights on. So I noticed that, but I was like, okay. So eventually I'm able to cross the street. Now, as I cross the street and I'm walking up the sidewalk, the driver in this car, when I get right by it, he rolls his window down. He says, hello, like your Uber driver usually says. Had I not been paying attention, because these two cars were identical, and had not checked the license plate, I may have been inclined to get into this car because it looked like the Uber that was in the app, but of course the license plates didn't match. So that's it, y'all. Just always, number one, let people know if you're solo traveling. Let everyone know, your travel plans. Do frequent check-ins. Number two, have situational awareness. And number three, always check the license plate before you get into a RideShare. That's it, y'all. Stay safe and take care of yourself. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.